The next, Mike Akins, Gold International Diamond from Hutchinson, Kansas, has been in the company for about 5 years. He's got 2 daughters. He started network marketing at the age of 19. Do you think he's figured it out now? He's very successful, has been successful in numerous companies, and he's decided to make his home with 4 Life. So let's welcome to the stage Gold International Diamond Mike Akins.
Yeah, it's such a privilege to get to share with you this morning. I was asked to share my vision for the 4 Life opportunity. And I think that's really appropriate because, you know, my vision and your vision are interdependent. You know, when you're successful, you create a broader foundation for me to be successful. And when I'm successful, I create a broader foundation for you to be successful. And when the company's successful, we all have a foundation to grow upon. So we are interdependent. We're a family. When I was thinking about what I was going to share as far as a vision, there's one thing I decided for sure I did not want to do. And that was to get up here and share a bunch of hype illusion with you. How many is thankful for that? You know, I've done a lot of that years ago. I got over that. But I wanted to think about, you know, a vision is very, very important. Because a vision gives you the commitment level, the determination, the patience, the endurance that it's going to take to get you where you want to go. Because it's going to take those things. But a vision can be a vision out of need. Well, I need to make a lot of money, so I've got a big goal. I got a big vision. It can be out of, you know, all kinds of things. What it needs to be based upon is a foundation of reality. Your vision needs to be based on something solid to see you through the journey. So what I'd like to do is to plant a seed of encouragement in your hearts this morning, from my heart, that will sprout up and bear fruit, and this fruit will be enthusiasm, commitment, dedication, patience. In order to do that, I'd like first, before I share my vision, I'd like to share with you the foundation for my vision. Now, the foundation for my vision started back in the mid-1990s. I've been in network marketing about 30 years, and have been 37 now. And I was what you might call successful. I developed 6 organizations in my lifetime. One of those, I had 60,000 people in it. Went out of business back in 1980. You know how that feels. But 5 of those, I received residual incomes to this day. You know, it feels good to receive residual income for 37 years. But this is an important part of my story. It's not to edify myself, because you see, I'm looking ahead 37 years. You say, I've looked back 37 years. I'm spoiled. I want to look at 37 years from now. I want 4 Life to pay me a residual income. How about you? So now, my foundation starts with, I approached the selection process. And what I wanted to do was to select a program that would be a crown to my legacy, to my career, a crown, my last endeavor. And I approached it from a position of strength. Now, I love a testimony about someone like myself when I was down and out at 19 years old and I stuttered and my wife was sick. I had a little girl, had to drop out of college, come from poverty, from rags to riches. I mean, I have had that story, but in the 1990s, I didn't have that story. I approached this selection process from a position of strength. Now, why is that important to you? Because I want this to be a part of your foundation. Oh, we share this hope. We share this vision. We share the foundation. I want you to know how solid this is. So I decided I'd take my time in my selection process, and I wanted to have a study, and I invested $500,000 over a 3.5-year period in my selection process. That's a lot of money in a selection. How many invested hardly anything in the selection process? That's normal, isn't it? I've done that before. And we had this research firm that looked at 40 years of marketing trends, and we had the blessing of being able to analyze genealogies containing information on 2 million networkers. We made trade-offs. We rented, leased. And from this study, I felt like I had a criteria that told me what I was looking for. And I had time. I had patience. I could look 10 years. It didn't matter to me. But a 3.5-year period, we looked at over 300 programs, and it boiled it down to a handful of programs, and 4Life Research was one of those. Then for 6 months after I enrolled as a distributor, I didn't do anything because I was wanting to look at the leadership and talk with them and analyze them. And I had over 30 employees on the product because this is going to be a last endeavor. Now, let me share with you the foundation, the criteria, so you'll know what you're involved in. You probably already know this. I'm preaching to the choir, but, humor me, okay? Now, the one thing I looked at in this criteria of really lasting success was the paradigm of the leadership. Not just the leader, but the leadership. Who do they surround themselves with? Now, we know the legacy of David Lisenby and his wife. They founded a program. They took it to $100-some million. They are an experienced leader. It's a good captain to be at the helm of the ship of success, right? But I wanted to go beyond that. I've seen too many really experienced leaders that make some bad decisions, like the one that cost me, back in 1980, 7 years of my life, and 60,000 distributors, great experienced leader, but it didn't turn out right. I wanted to look beyond that. I wanted to see what kind of a person this was. And I found that in David Lisenby and the people he surrounded himself with, that he had a mindset, a humanitarian mindset. And that was important to me. Because you see, I want a leader that will be as loyal to me and as loyal to you as we are to them. How about you? I want someone that's going to think about me 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now when I pour my life into this. Like you're pouring your life, you take time from your loved ones, you take time from your church, you take time for things you want to do in life, and you invest your everything that you are. I want him to remember that 10 years from now. Amen? Oh, sorry about that. Slipped. So I found that type of leadership, not only leadership, but the people surrounded him that way. David Lisenby can't afford to let this ship go anywhere but up because he's in this community and he's well known in this community. He's a humanitarian. Boy, he'll have to hide his face, wouldn't he? That was important to me. I wanted a leader and a leadership paradigm that had a marketing philosophy that would keep us on the cutting edge of nutritional research. I felt like that was very, very important for my last opportunity. That would guarantee us something 20, 30, 40 years from now. I don't care about an overnight sensation, $1 billion in 6 years with some kind of a drink that you could drink pineapple juice and get the same thing out of. And I didn't want a marketing strategy that just gave me something now. I wanted a marketing strategy that's looking down 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. And that's what I found in 4Life. And I wanted a marketing strategy, a marketing philosophy that when they looked at compensation, they just didn't give me a lot of money. There's a guy in this industry that got in the program 6 months later making $250,000 a month. I wouldn't brag about that. I'd hide my face in shame because it didn't leave much for anybody else. Yes, I'd clap at that too. Oh, 2 minutes. Okay. Anyway, so, a compensation philosophy that rewarded the grassroots distributor with a rapid reward, with a 25%, with a power bonus. And not just a static philosophy, but one that's flexible, that would look ahead and change and update when we needed to. Through experience, we found out we needed to. So I found that in David Lisenby. I knew what he'd be doing in 5 years. And I looked at a product that touched lives. So from all of that, here's my vision. My vision includes you, us. My vision sees a company that's doing billions of dollars each year in sales because they have a product that has benefits that demands to be talked about. You can't help it. My vision is millions of distributors. I'm talking about, Amway has 3 or 4 million. We're going to have 3 or 4 million. But we're going to be a family because we're going to duplicate the heartbeat of the creator of this opportunity. That's where it comes from, isn't it? We're going to duplicate that attitude, duplicate that passion and compassion, that we are a family working together, sharing something that we feel passionate about, because we believe in the product, we believe in our leadership, and we believe in each other because of the culture that we're going to develop. I see you in this vision, and I see millions of people who have a better life, better health, because of we, the pioneers of this company. I see you. Lord bless you. I see you at the top, and appreciate the opportunity to share with you. Thanks for listening.